Hello, welcome back to our YouTube channel. Welcome. My name is Ajise, also known as Bibos. This is Ify, also known as, if you say it, also known as Beeps.
Yeah, better. I don't know, for the topic we have today, I don't know if you want to be holding me hostage, but I continue.
Ah, wow.
Mm, mm,
Okay.
mm.
You don't know if I want to be coercing you.
Yeah. Now is not the right time.
No, it's not the time.
Yeah.
Anyways, so we want to quickly touch on the documentary about Puffy Combs or Puffy Sean Combs. I'm not sure the one that is
It's
the
not Sean
right.
Diddy Combs.
Oh, Sean Diddy Combs. That guy has so many names. Sorry,
Yeah.
decide. Anyways, it's fine. As somebody that also has so many names, I guess this is a red flag.
Mm.
So if you have been, I don't know, under a rock or taking your life very seriously and you do not know what is happening, let me give you a brief summary. Okay?
Mm.
Excuse me. Mr. Sean Combs, also known as Puff Daddy,
Mm.
also known as Diddy, was accused, I think it was earlier this year or
Last year.
last year of sexual assault, aggravated sexual assault. His former girlfriend, longtime girlfriend Cassie
Mm.
Ventura, accused him of aggravated sexual assault and a whole lot of other accusations. Then this year, a video comes out of him assaulting Cassie, dragging her by the hair at a hotel room lobby. That goes explosive and everything goes crazy. When Cassie brings out, accuses him, she sues him, and as she sues him, I think he settled the lawsuit, I think less than 72 hours. I can't remember how many hours, but it was so quick. And with the quickness of the settlement, everybody was like, ooh. Diddy is, there's a lot Diddy doesn't want us to know. Diddy does not want this to come out to the limelight. And people were also saying this and adding that this is a man that does not like to part with his money. That is something we come to see in the documentary. Honestly, I think that is the reason for his downfall. Not the reason for his downfall, but that is the catalyst to all these things that we're seeing now. I feel like if Diddy had just paid everybody that he needed to pay, this might not have come to light. Maybe not now. But that man refused to pay people. That man paid nobody. From his
Yeah.
assistant to his doctor to, I hope the lawyers, I hope you're getting your money up front. I hope so. Because if you're not, you're not going to see that money after that man goes to prison and comes out. That man did not pay anybody. The babysitters were not paid. That honestly, I feel like that man is owing me some way somehow. He has not paid me. Like that man he owes not owed owes everybody, which is just crazy to me because this is a self-proclaimed billionaire. If he's not a billionaire, at the very least, he's a millionaire. And some of these monies are not $1 million. Some of them are
Yeah.
as little as $29,000.
Yeah, very small to him.
Like, if he can cover that in her sleep, if you tell them.
If he can cover. Yeah, me? Well, I say I can
You
cover that amount. What?
can cover. I said you could cover that in your sleep. 29K.
Oh, oh, oh,
Watch her
oh.
deny it. Watch her deny it.
Oh, amen. Amen. I'm not going to be getting
Amen.
blessings.
Anyways, so I'm not sure where I am, but
The
she
money is
files a lawsuit
owing.
against him. It is settled very quickly, and as soon as she files, so many other lawsuits are filed against him. So many other lawsuits, and the chain of events, they seem to be the same. The themes of all the lawsuits, they seem to be the same. And these are lawsuits all the way from 1991 to very recent as 2003, 2002, and they seem to be the same. Anyways, all that happens, we hear that from the grapevines of TikTok. We hear that he is under investigation. His house gets searched. I think I think the FBI, they search his house. Was it? I think it's FBI. The FBI, they search his house. His houses, not house. His houses have multiple locations. I think Miami, Los Angeles, and some other place. They search his house, and people are like, oh, for them to get a search warrant, there is something. And I think it's when they searched his house, they came out. It started the news that they found a
Baby
crazy
oil.
amount of baby oils started to fly, but everyone was like, baby oil? What are you doing with baby oil? But we're like, yes, we get it. Like, everybody's an adult. But what are you doing with that amount of baby oil?
Mm.
Anyways, um, So things sort of everybody starts to sort of piece things together because I think in Cassie's lawsuit, she stated that he would make her participate in these freak offs that would last 3-4 days, and she would
Mm.
need to get an IV when it was over or even during the freak off to so that she could continue. And she had to be on drugs. It was a lot. It was a lot. Fast forward during the trial, a lot of people that he's alleged and that it is alleged that he abused. A lot of them are called to the stand. Cassie is called to the stand. A number of people that he worked with in the past did not pay, abused, are called to the stand. It was a lot. After all that, the jurors found him not guilty of aggravated sexual assault. I think also found him not guilty of kidnapping, but I believe they found him guilty of transportation for the reason of prostitution. I'm not sure how they
Yeah.
put the line. I think that those jurors, I think that they were crazy, but that's a conversation for a whole nother day. After the whole, I mean, it's still ongoing because he still has a number of cases to go back into the court for. Our dear friend, the uncle himself, 50 Cent, decided that he was going to do a documentary exposing, I guess, who this man really is. Because I think he wanted to pull back the curtain a little bit on who this man is and let us know that the things that he went to court for and the thing he is in prison for is 100th of what this man is actually capable of and 100th of what this man has actually done. Anyways, so he produces a 4-part documentary that Alexandra Stapleton. It basically goes through Diddy's childhood, although a very brief snapshot, but Diddy's childhood in Harlem, all the way to his rise to fame, and now his fall from grace. That's what he does, but he does it very, very briefly because I think each of those episodes could be 8 parts on their own.
Yeah.
Could
Very
be
true.
8 parts on their own easily. Anyways, so they go through it, and so summary: he grew up in Harlem. He went to Howard University. At some point, he drops out, and he says he wants to be like some guy. And if he pronounce
Andre
his name
Hall.
from no, no, I think his name is Andrea Horrell, something like that.
Okay, continue.
Well, he wants to be like that guy. And that guy is the owner of Uptown Records, and Diddy works his way up and impresses Andre, and he eventually becomes the VP of A&R, artist and
Mm.
repertoire. This was I never knew that's what A&R stood for. The more you know. Anyways, but
Yeah,
yeah,
it's Andre Harrell. Continue.
hara ha.
Yeah.
It goes through that, and throughout the documentary tells a good story of who this man is, through the people that he worked with, the people that worked for him, the people that he worked for, his relationships with some of his significant other, how some of the abuse took place. And then it also does a good job of touching on what his motive might have been, doing all these horrible things. What his motive might have been through it all. And all I just want to say is it's basically the man. If you put insecurity and soullessness in one person, be ready for hellfire. Be ready for. I mean, I'm never going to go to hell because I'm a heaven candidate. But for those of you that go to hell, if once you touch down hell, what you will see: soullessness, greed, and self-esteem issues. That's what hell is made of. And that was what was in this man, because everything that he ever did was to prove something to somebody, was to make sure that a person did not get ahead of him, was to make sure that a person did not shine brighter than he did. The man is a demon. He is the devil himself, in my opinion. And unfortunately, I feel like a lot of them are like this. Sadly, a lot of them are like this. And the sad thing is that he is very good at being a bad person. Like, he is excellent at being a bad person. Everybody that was ever around that man either died, fell sick, had pneumonia, or got on drugs. Except him. He is literally the last man standing. From his crew from years and years back to his recent cruise to if that man wants you gone, you will be gone. You will be gone. Like, he is dangerous through and through. And I think the documentary was trying to spotlight was that man killed everybody. That man killed If you're wondering who killed your grandma, probably Diddy did it. Did there should be another documentary. Diddy did it. That man killed everybody. Everybody. Biggie, Tupac, everybody. His former baby mama, your baby mama, everybody. Your cousin that you have not seen in the last 10 years. That man has killed everybody. And he has no boundary. He will kill anybody that needs to be killed and take out anybody that needs to be taken out. But yeah, that's basically it. I think
Allegedly.
yeah, allegedly, yeah, allegedly. But yeah, that's a not so brief snapshot of the documentary. It saddens me really that a person with this level of ambition, this level of drive, this is what they eventually did with it. It's just so sad. Especially as one of the very first I don't know, beacons in the black community that those the Americans looked up to. Because I can tell you nobody in Nigeria is looking up to Biggie. Is looking up to Diddy. Not at all. But as one of those people that they looked up to, I think it's very sad how he misuses power. It's just sad. Just sad. But yeah, that's all I have to say, Jerry. Enough you talk.
So, for reactions to this documentary, it's been really explosive. Social media has been a buzz from this. We've got different kinds of reactions. Mostly, most people expressed a lot of shock. I was shocked. I think you were shocked also.
So the shock is not even the problem. By the time I think I'm not shocked out from the first episode, no,
Yeah, shocked again.
I'm shocked again.
Mm. So yeah, most people expressed a lot of shock. First reaction from Diddy's camp, they are like saying, why did 50 Cent use stolen footage? They did not authorize the use of that footage. And the story is that 50 Cent got especially that footage from 2024, 6 days before the trial, from a videographer Diddy had hired, because Diddy has been using videographers all his life, because apparently he wants to make a documentary about himself. So that has been the point of taking those videographers everywhere he goes. But his old videographer was unavailable for that day, so he had hired someone new, and it looks like he didn't pay.
He definitely did not pay that guy.
Diddy
I can tell you for free, he did not pay that guy. He did not pay. If he did not pay Little Rod, he didn't pay that guy.
He didn't pay the guy.
He did not pay the guy.
50 Cent.
And for of course, 50 Cent was like, come and take that. Come and take cash dollars. This.
So that was number one reaction. They are unhappy about that. We don't know if they're going to be taking any legal actions against Netflix or Alexandra and 50 Cent.
50 Cent.
Another reaction is 50 Cent apparently says he has gotten flowers from Diddy, which seems to be some sort of threat. We don't know how that's going to go.
Oh, I mean, seeing the documentary, 50, Mr. 50, watch your back. That's all I have to say.
I know, like, 50 has been in the streets. Like, Curtis knows how to watch his back. You can't be doing this kind of move and not, like, yeah. And then
I'm sure that was what Tupac thought.
No, like, Tupac was young. Now they are in their 50s.
True.
Like, how many years?
Now they are in their 50s and they know how demonic everybody is now. So yeah, nobody's oblivious.
50 Cent has survived the shooting. Like, I'm sure, God forbid anything happens to him, like, he would have tried his best. So, no, in preventing anything from happening to him.
Yeah, I know that's what you mean. When he said it, like, he would have tried his best. Like,
yeah. If someone succeeds in doing something terrible to him, they really tried hard to.
They really tried hard.
So that's my opinion. Anyway, so yeah, it has been a lot of shock. People are like surprised. Some people are saying that 50 Cent is very smart and they think that he probably has more, which is
he definitely has more. He definitely has more. That I know.
Yeah, so there has been that. Then there are people who have come to also narrate some of their brief encounters with Diddy or being in Diddy's parties. And many of them did not have anything nice to say. Excuse me. And then there are people who think that this is just 50 Cent being vindictive. Some people do not find, because of how many years most of those people who were spoken to on the documentary worked for P. Diddy, some people feel like they were like, they were not, they were complicit. Yeah. And just as you said,
they were neighbors.
If Diddy had paid most of them, many of them
they will not be there.
they will not be there. It looks
Moral
like
lesson of this whole thing: pay people. Don't be greedy. Don't be overly
mm,
greedy. Okay, pay
mm.
people.
So that is another reaction, then there are people who are very happy about it, very supportive, hoping that more even comes out, because to be honest, the sentencing for Diddy seemed more like a win than
Yeah,
like, because he was found guilty for the lesser charges. He's
yeah.
getting 50 months, which is just around, I think, 4 years.
Mm.
It doesn't seem that it
It
doesn't seem
doesn't
like
seem
he got such a
commensurate to
bad
all
deal.
the things he's
Yeah.
alleged to be guilty of.
And
Yeah, for sure.
yeah, and then some people are highlighting how his kids are also mentioned in some of those charges. Because right now, I believe
Yeah,
77 charges are still pending. And it's like, okay, so this cycle is definitely continuing. It hasn't
yeah.
ended. There's a possibility that allegedly his these actions. So those have been most of the reactions I've seen. People are definitely interested in getting more if more comes out. Myself, I'm interested. So 50 cents, if you have more, it's not a bad thing if you release it. Mm. Anyway, so for my opinion on this issue, I don't know. I feel like the documentary speaks for itself. I
Yeah.
personally, I was very surprised. I think first of all, a little bit of background. I didn't grow up listening to hip hop. I grew up in an all girls household, so none of my sisters was listening to rap. I was born in the 90s, but none of them were listening to rap. I did know a couple of Diddy songs.
You
I
were
feel
born
like
in
the
the
one
90s? Oh my goodness.
for
Wow.
1999. Let's hold on
Honestly, you
there.
look like a 2010 baby. You're not 15? I'm so I'm
Oh my
gagged.
god.
I'm gagged.
Oh
I'm
my
gagged.
god. I know. Yeah, it's like it's really not that far. 90s, 2000s, they're all the same thing. They can't be
Ah,
younger.
okay. Wow. Wow. Okay.
Anyway, my point is I didn't grow up listening. I don't like I listened to a couple of his songs. Even I think during watching the documentary, I realized that some of the sounds that I'm familiar with are actually Diddy sounds. I was like, oh, I didn't even realize that. I know a lot of artists sample those old songs, so you hear them a lot now. And then I do remember his time with the Dirty Money crew. I remember the I'm
Hmm.
Coming Home era. I really like that
Yeah.
song. And there was another one. Anyway, so I didn't realize how big Diddy was. And it's funny because I was talking to someone yesterday and he was saying, "Oh, like I don't grasp the big." I was like, "Yeah, I didn't grasp it. Like even watching it and seeing like this man was big. He was literally like walking legend, 25-year-old legend."
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, we have to bring our friend to this. I explain this legend joke, but anyway, so he was literally a legend, and I don't think I ever realized how big he was and why people would worship him. It's like if you're telling me why someone would worship Two Face, I'll be like, okay, I can understand because from my own context, growing up in Nigeria, Two Face was a big name. But like for Diddy, I knew it was a big name. I would see him on E all the time, but I don't think it really like dawned on me how big he was. And then you could see how power and absolute power corrupts absolutely.
Absolutely.
You
Yeah.
can't be a billionaire, you can't be even a millionaire, you can't have access to that kind of money without
Mm. A level of,
soiling your
yeah,
hands. Your hands have to be soiled. You have to be honest, to make money most people
at
have to
that
share their
level.
conscience. Yes, to like you are even before it gets to that level, lots of people have to share their conscience to
Mm.
make money. It's
I
always
guess
easier
that's
to
why I'm
make.
still broke. I'm holding on to my conscience. Ooh.
I'm seeing your conscience walk away. Turn to the right. Turn to the
Wow. Wow.
right. Yeah. So to like make that kind of money, you can't like be ethically like a good person, to be honest. And when
Mm.
you finally make, the more money you make, the more
Mm.
corrupt you get.
Mm.
So
Mm.
this is genuinely not shocking. Um, and for some of those people, I do share the sentiments that a lot of them worked with him for so many years. You have that his
Yeah.
assistant who worked with him for I think 8 years.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I feel like I don't know if and I'm guessing it's easy to say now because I'm not presented with some of those options, like work with a billionaire, probably gets paid a lot of money versus
Yeah.
just do your own thing. But I don't know if I would stay working with someone that I'm alleging is such a horrible person for such a long time. I've had my experiences with like some terrible bosses, and I don't think I was able to do more than a year. So, but anyways, there's the fact that I wasn't getting paid well. So who
And
knows?
also,
Maybe
you were not trying to climb the
yeah,
entertainment ladder. That's
social.
that's a big
Yeah,
part of it.
exactly.
Aside
Yeah,
from the
so
money.
I see how they were being coerced, like and another thing is it's hard to go against these people. You go against them, you're blacklisted. You can't
Yeah.
get work again. They are
Yeah.
friends. They are the all and all of this
Yeah.
industry. So I see how they are enablers, they are complicit, and also still how they are victims of this, this
This man.
situation that they
Yeah.
described. It's definitely horrible. Honestly, the only person I don't feel any bad for is that, that gigolo, the man from the sex sites. He's the only one that was just doing his work and getting paid.
Who's that? Oh, oh.
The one that was doing,
I think that was the only man that was getting paid. That was the only person getting paid.
he was doing his work. Honestly, he was like, I feel like that was the only one that wasn't like, didn't try to paint himself as a victim. He was like, you know what, I'm shocked, but yeah, I did my job. And I got paid doing my job. He would describe it, I can tell, like, he was like, wow, I've not seen that
Yeah.
before, but okay, it's fine. When you're a sex worker, you come across crazy stuff, I would assume. So I feel like that was the only person. Every other person, you could tell that, especially Kirk, the man
Yeah.
who founded what's it
Co-founded
called?
Bad Boy Records with
Co-founded
him.
Bad Boy with him was, his ending was very sad,
Very
seeing his
sad.
homies and
Homelessness,
homeless, like,
shelter.
a lot of them, the stories are extremely sad. Lil Roy, Rodney,
Lil Rod.
that was, yeah, Lil Rod, yeah, that was such a sad story. Because that's like a family man. He talks about having children at home,
Yeah.
and what he described was so sordid. It was just insane. It blew my mind. So I don't like. I like all round. It's just. I feel like what I could take from this is money has a price. Your soul is most likely the price. You're going to go insane when you have an insane amount of power. And honestly, people should just be careful. And sometimes, when you are with someone because you have something to gain and you keep eating shit, you might never get to see that thing you are honestly pursuing.
Yeah. Yeah.
They see
Yeah.
that you are willing to accept that shit, and they
Yeah.
keep dangling that price for you, and you might never get it. You might never touch it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
one thing with sunk cost, and I feel like this is such a recurring theme in all the stories that we touch. Even when we were talking about that woman who proposed to a man after 14 years, whether it was rage bait or not, it still
Yeah.
boils down to sunk cost, which is the fact the more you stay in something, convincing yourself you've put in enough effort so you don't want to walk away, the more
Yeah.
it just takes over your soul. Today it's never too late for anything. Today is the day to make a U-turn, go back. Because some cost kept Onyeka with that man, probably, at least that's our assumption. But some cost, it never does anything good for you. If you think that, oh, you've given something 2 years of your life and therefore you shouldn't turn back, you should just try to see it through, you might end up giving it 10 years and you still failed. Like,
Yeah.
when
Yeah.
you are telling the story, it could have been 2 years, but now it's 10 years.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
sometimes you really have to honestly weigh your
Yeah.
decisions and ask yourself if you're doing this really for some cost, or if it's worth it. And not to reduce any of their traumas and the manipulation and whatever they went through to
Mm.
just some cost alone. Because there was a lot of manipulation and coercion and
Yeah.
drug
Going on.
abuse described in that situation. So I'm just trying to say that a lot of times when people think about situations on their own, what holds them back, aside the manipulation tactics that the other bad person might be using, is sunk cost. I know how many
Yeah.
decisions that I could have changed my mind on, but I've already put in this much effort. Let me just try harder. When you can just make a change today. So it's a
Yeah.
very, honestly, it's a very sad and shocking story. And the fact that there's more we probably don't even know about is even just
That's
sickening.
even crazier.
It's just horrible. As I said, would say, please stay away from drugs. Because every story every story we touch, there's just a tinge of drugs in the area. It's
Stay away
like,
from crack, people. Okay?
people
Don't
are
let that
taking
crack you now. Stay
drugs.
away from crack.
Stay away from anything. I just said the one who's always saying stay away from drugs, stay away from drugs. I just smile when she says that. But like, she's right. Stay away from anytime drug is in the area, you should have disappeared from the area.
Mm.
Any
Mm.
mention, if you thought a situation might be good, I might benefit this, I might benefit that.
Mm.
Immediately drugs are introduced, that situation
Mhm.
cannot be good again.
Mm.
There's no time where it's like some cost, nothing good. You can be debating some cost in a regular situation where it's like, the man beats me, the man, drugs are introduced, disappear,
Mm.
like
Mm.
disappear.
Mm.
Sexual abuse is introduced, disappear. I don't
Mm.
know no matter what you get in the future, it doesn't even make any sense to me that you would have put up with drugs and sexual abuse when there's a chance to walk away. Don't let their manipulation work. Anyway, I think I've spoken too much. What's your opinion on this?
Well, I mean, what else can I say, really? What else can I say? What else can I say? Nothing, nothing. Um, it's really shocking, and that man is very good at being a bad person. I think that's really what I took from it. He's very good at being a bad person. He is literally the last man standing. He is dangerous as fuck, and I feel like he's. You know when did you read this book in secondary school? Sizwe Banks is dead.
Yes, yes.
Ah, they use cockroach as symbolism a lot in the novel. They use the cockroaches to describe the black South Africans, referring to them as cockroaches that will just not go. They keep proliferating, and they are all over the place. And there is a thing about cockroaches being hard to kill and manage when they infest your home. Anyways, but that man really is a cockroach. Like that man is a cockroach. He is hard to kill. He is a cat with 9 lives. He just won't die. I don't even know if there has been an attempt on his life before. He somehow knows how to swim. Every time there is an option to sink or swim, he somehow knows how to swim. And I think that is because he is badder than everybody that you think is bad. And the moment he feels that somebody might be worse than him, he eliminates them immediately. He eliminates them immediately. Oh, another thing. Another I was gonna make a
Hmm.
TikTok video about this. Beyonce, do your best to stay away from that man. I know why. Because from his pattern, he seems to be aggressively jealous of anybody that is better than him. And I mean, I don't know because I'm not familiar with hip hop and who's good and who's not good and whose rap is yo 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 yo. I do not know, okay? But I think Jay-Z is a better rapper and he has more notoriety. I'm not sure, but I think so. And he has a thing of going after the women of his supposed rivals, even though these people are not his, they might be his friends, but he just paints them as his rivals, and he has to go after their women. So I don't know. Beyond be and to be, I mean, I know you have a lot of resources and whatever, whatever. Especially now that he's in prison, and I'm sure now you like you'll not be around him, but I don't know. Just don't be around him. It's very important. Don't fall asleep around him or drink champagne around him. Don't take any drink he gives you. Be very careful around that man because his pattern. Yeah, I feel like you will be the biggest price if I going by his pattern. Going by his pattern because that man does not seem. Nobody seems to be spared. Nobody is out of reach. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's all I have to say. That he's demonic and vile. I hope all the other cases they have against him, they actually win those cases and he's locked up in jail forever. And he's never allowed to come out. Because he is a cockroach that finds a way to swim every time you put him in the water. So yeah, that's all I have to say, people. Stay safe out there.
Yeah.
Don't do drugs. Don't
Mm.
participate in freak offs. Nobody's that horny. It's not that serious. Go to therapy. Okay? It's not that serious. All right?
I don't know about that. But okay.
Oh, so they should participate in freak. Wow. Wow.
I don't know about that.
Oh, okay.
Let's say don't stick to don't do drugs. Let's leave the freakers.
Okay. Yeah, okay. Oh, wow.
Let's
Okay.
leave the people to participate in their freakers.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
Mm,
Yeah, I
mm.
mean, they say it's an industry officer. You want to, if you do freak off, some people will
Mm.
not have jobs. Mm.
There's that. There's
I
that.
mean, I just told you that sex worker man was getting the
Yeah.
woman that got peed.
I wonder if he's still a sex
Mm.
worker. I wonder if anybody asked him that.
Mm.
Anyways.
Yeah, as far as you are not, sexually abusing anybody, not coercing anybody, that's the important thing. But anyway, yeah, thank you for watching. I feel like this is not the end of Diddy's story. We're
Oh,
going to
for
keep hearing
sure.
more, and
Definitely not. I
when
feel like
more
after this
comes,
documentary, a lot more things will come out and a lot more people will come out.
yeah, we're going to make follow-up videos if anything like worthy comes out, and talk about that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, thank you very much for watching. I feel like yeah, it's just a sad story, I guess. Well, thank you very much for watching. If you've watched up to this point, please like, subscribe, comment, share, engage. If there's anything you want to tell us, please go ahead and tell us. I feel like with the uptake in our viewership, this might reach the audience that have better knowledge of the hip hop industry in America and how much impact someone like Diddy actually had on it. And they might want to like school us on some of the things we've said today. Feel free to leave a comment. We don't mind. We're willing to learn. But yeah, we have enjoyed bringing this video to you. So see you on the next video. Bye.
Bye.